Chicago, Chicago. What's it gonna be? Chicago, Chicago. Running to be free. Chicago, Chicago. What you gonna do? 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 Do it, do it, do it. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Funk it up, Chicago. Funk it up, Chicago. Funk it up, Chicago. Funk it up, Chicago.
Funk it up for a little pizzazz. See, cause when the brother takes his stand, he tries so hard to not be cool. I have to be cool when you treat me like a fool. I really do have to be cool.
What you gonna do?
I love Chicago. What you gonna do in Chicago? Now what you gonna do in Chicago? 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 Where you gonna go?
Where you gonna go?
Trying to be me, trying to be free, but Chicago, I love thee, I love thee, you let me be free.
Trying to be free.
Show me the way out,
Show
Baltimore
me the
without the
way.
door, Baltimore without the door. Across the sea, I suppose they're free, I suppose they're free outside of this place known as Chicago.
Chicago,
Known as Chicago, known as Chicago, known as Chicago, Chicago. What you doing to me, Chicago? Running it at me, Chicago, running at me. What you gonna do in Chicago? What you gonna do in Chicago? Now what you gonna do in Chicago? Where you gonna be in Chicago? Set me free, Chicago. Set me free, Chicago. Chicago. I really think that I'm marching at the beat of a different drummer.
Chicago, 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 Chicago,
Chicago. Slow it down, stick around.